Let us remind ourselves the fierce urgency of now. This is no time to engage in the luxury of silence or to take the tranquilizing drug of innocence. Now's the time to make real progress in science as religion. Now's the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of mechanical and spiritless material world to the sunlit path of living universe. Now's the time to lift science and religion from the quicksand of arrogance, close-mindedness, intolerance, and hypocrisy to the solid rock of glorious path to truth. Now time to make freedom, equality, and opportunity to be heard a reality for all truth-seeking men and women. It would be fatal for the establishment of science and religion to overlook the urgency of the moment. This sweltering heat of many truth-seeking men and women's discontent will not pass until there is an invigorating atmosphere of freedom, equality, and opportunity to be heard in science and religion. This is not an end, but a beginning. Those who hope that we will need a blow of steam and will soon be content will have a rude awakening if the establishment of science and religion return to their business as usual. There will be neither rest nor tranquility in science and religion until all truth-seeking men and women are granted their rights. The whirlwind of revolt will come to shake the establishment of science and religion until the bright day of freedom, equality, and opportunity to be heard emerges. There is something else that we must say to all truth-seeking men and women who stand at the warm threshold which lead to the glorious path to truth. In the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not to seek satisfy our thirst for freedom, equality, and opportunity to be heard in the pursuit of truth by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. We must forever conduct our struggle on the high plane of dignity and discipline. We must not allow our creative protest to degenerate into personal attacks or worse. Again and again, we must rise to the majestic heights of meeting negative forces with positive forces. The marvelous new rebel, which shall engulf the establishment of science and religion, must not lead us to a distrust of all scientists, theologians, and priests in the establishment. For many of them, as evidenced by their silence, have come to realize that their destiny is tied up with our destiny. They have to come to realize that their yearning for freedom, equality, and opportunity to be heard is inextricably bound to ours. We cannot walk alone. At this critical moment, we must also ask ourselves the soul-searching question: are we really for truth and the greater benefit of mankind, or our self-interests? And do we want to go down in history as hypocrites or truth-seeking men and women? And so, as John F. Kennedy would urge, my fellow seekers of truth, ask not what mankind can do for you, but what can you do for mankind? As we walk, we must make the pledge that we shall always march ahead. We cannot turn back. There are those who ask, when you will be satisfied? We can never be satisfied as long as mankind is shortchanged by hypocrisy and repression in the establishment of science and religion. We can never be satisfied as long as our intellectual properties, cultivated and harvested with sweat, cannot gain entries into the journals and electronic archive of science and religion guarded by the establishment. We can never be satisfied as long as the young generation of men and women are stripped of their inquiring mind and robbed of their intellectual freedom by science stating establishment science only. We cannot be satisfied as long as the scientist outside the establishment cannot get his paper published in a peer-reviewed journal, and the scientist in the establishment believes he has nothing for which to write. No, we're not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until freedom, equality roll down like waters, and opportunity to be heard like a mighty stream. We're not unmindful that some among us have suffered great trials and tribulations. Some among us are still in the sophisticated environment of suppression. Some among us have just left from areas where their quest for truth left them battered by the storm of persecution and staggered by the wind of establishment tactic. Some of us have been veterans of creative suffering. Continue to work with the faith that unearned suffering is redemptive. Go back to your work. Go back to your study. Go back to your laboratory. Go back to your seminary. Go back to your place of worship. Go back to the backwater alternative science. Go back to the forgotten path of spirituality, knowing that somehow this situation will be changed. Let us not wallow in the valley of despair. We say to you today, fellow scientists, priests, theologians, and all truth-seeking men and women, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, we still have a dream in the spirit of Martin Luther King Jr. It is a dream deeply rooted in the pursuit of truth and the struggle for the survival and advancement of mankind. Let us remember that neither science nor religion is about truth. We have a dream that one day the sacred enterprises of science and religion will rise up and live out the true meaning of their creed, spirit of collaboration, cooperation, honesty, and tolerance in the pursuit of truth, and freedom, equality, and opportunity to be heard for all truth-seeking men and women. We have a dream that one day in the house of science and the tower of religion, scientists, priests, and theologians will be sit down together at the table of truth. We have a dream that one day, even fundamentalist church, sweltering with the heat of religious zeal, sweltering with the heat of anti-science, will be able to transfer into oasis pursuing truth. We have a dream that young generations will one day study institutions where they will not only learn established sciences, but also exposed to alternative scientific views, and be judged not by their particular views, but by the content of their character. We have a dream today. We have a dream that one day all truth seekers, men or women, will be treated equally by every institute, university, college, church, seminary, or school on every corner of earth. We have a dream today. We have a dream that of Martin Luther King Jr., that one day every valley shall be exalted, every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places shall be made plain, and the crooked places shall be made straight, and the truth shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that will go on in the pursuit of truth. With this faith, as that of Martin Luther King Jr., we'll be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we'll be able to transform the jangling disrecord of science and religion into a beautiful symphony of truthful and scholarful. With this faith, we'll be able to study together, to work together, to struggle together, to pray together, to stand up for truth and knowledge together, knowing that we will be truly free one day. This will be the day when everyone will be able to sing as Rumi, I am so tipsy here in this world, I have no tale to tell, but tipsiness and rapture.